There seems to be more and more notes that are being posted up at restaurants here and there that I've been coming across. I've been seeing this on Reddit from other delivery drivers who are coming across these. And the question is, are these restaurants going too far? Here's the first one. It says, attention, all third-party delivery partners, DoorDash, Uber, Grubhub, etc. Please remember to always bring your delivery bag into the store. Double check the soda and side. So I have no problem. I know when I first started delivering that some restaurants did require you to bring your hot bag in before they gave you the order. I don't run into restaurants requiring that anymore. I always keep my hot bag in the car unless it's like raining. I don't want the order to get wet. Then I'll bring it into the store. Also, I always say to check to see if the customer has drinks, because that's one thing the restaurant tends to forget, as well as maybe some of their sides. They wanted to make sure that they got their hot sauces or whatnot. That's easy. Just ask the restaurant to make sure that their hot sauces are included. They go on to say, hold all boxes flat. Do not tilt the boxes. And this is for Papa John's, a pizza place, which that should be common sense. So they've obviously had issues with this, probably received calls from customers of their pizza being smashed from it being tilted. That's understandable. This is definitely a good reminder. They go on to say, knock and ring the door. Now, some customers do not want you to knock or ring. In my case, I never knock or ring unless specified to do so in the customer notes. The customer does get notification that we're on our way. So again, I don't knock or ring unless they want me to. You know, sometimes the dogs will go off. There's a baby sleeping. Maybe somebody worked late and they're sleeping in. You just never know. So I don't unless the customer wants me to. They go on to say, wait until the customer takes possession of the order before leaving. And here's another thing. You can't necessarily do that because a lot of customers want you to leave the order at the door. You're not going to go against what the customer is requesting because Papa John's is saying something different. They go on to say, do not place order on the ground or unattended. And this goes back to what I was just saying. Some customers want you to leave it at the door. Now, some customers will leave a little table out, or maybe they already have a table there that you can set the order on, but a lot of the time there is no table and the only place to leave it is, you know, off to the side of the door for the customer. So this is interesting that Papa John's has this posted up. I'm not sure which location this is at. When I've came across signs like this, it always tends to be certain location in a certain area. It doesn't seem to be across the board. I think I picked up at Papa John's recently. I didn't see a sign like this. So here's another sign that I came across. It has the Uber Eats logo, DoorDash logo, and Grubhub logo. It says in all caps, all delivery drivers, we request that you do not accept a new order while waiting for a current order. We want to ensure our guests get their food as soon as possible. We appreciate your cooperation. And I'm thinking, are they talking about like dirty multi-apping? Are they talking about, you know, sometimes you have an order already for Uber Eats and they send you an add-on? What exactly are they talking about? And they can't really tell us delivery drivers how to operate out here when we're doing our orders. Now, I can understand making sure that the customer gets their food in a timely manner based on when the app says the food needs to be delivered by. Absolutely agree with this, but they can't tell delivery drivers what to do. We don't work for them. So I'm thinking they've probably had some complaints from customers of maybe their food arriving late. And of course, this can happen when a driver dirty multi-apps, does not do it correctly, taking an order from this app, taking an order from this app, and piling them in their car. That can get you in trouble. That's a stressful situation. I definitely would not be doing that. Of course, you want to, like I said, get the customer their food in a timely manner. You always got to put yourself in the customer's shoes. Would you want your food arriving really late? cold, not eatable, I think you wouldn't be happy. Now, here's one more sign that I've actually talked about in the past, but some of you guys may have not seen this. This was for Popeyes. And again, I believe these signs are for like particular locations in certain areas. I personally have not seen these in my market. Of course, I would take a picture if I ever came across one. But this is what it says. It says, attention all delivery drivers, effective immediately before you pick up online or any third-party delivery order, you must confirm pickup, which I have no problem confirming me picking up the order when I'm in the restaurant. It prevents theft. I've said it before, no problem at all for me. They go on to say, show us the live running time to destination before we hand out the order. So it sounds like to me, they probably had a problem with theft. They go on to say, you must also verify the content of the order, sides, drinks, sauces before you leave the restaurant. Now, are they saying verify the contents within your order or actually go through the bag? If they're wanting you to go through the bag, this is where I would draw the line. I'm not going to be digging through the customer's order to see what they have in there. I think this is unsanitary. That's the restaurant's responsibility to make sure that everything is in the bag. They also say there are absolutely no exceptions to this rule. So let me know what you guys think about signs like this popping up at restaurants here and there. Have you ever came across one? I think the bottom line is when you come out here and do your deliveries, do what you're supposed to. Make sure the customers getting their food within a timely manner. But it sounds like a lot of these restaurants are having problems, and that's why they're posting up their signs. Of course, they can't really control what a driver's going to do. But that's my thoughts on why these signs are popping up all over the place, because they're having issues. They're probably getting complaints from customers. Let me know your guys' thoughts on these signs. I'm gonna go ahead and get the apps turned on and let you guys know once I get my first offer lined up. So already starting the evening off with some terrible offers, of course, some declines, no surprise. Here is a sample of what I've had to decline. $10 sounds nice, but not for 12.5 miles. That's a decline. And then here comes Uber Eats, $7.03 for 14 miles, another decline. And then finally, a reasonable offer came in that fits my criteria, $6 for 2.6 miles for this Indian restaurant slash grocery store. Typically the order's ready or close to being ready when I go in there, so hopefully that's the case. We're heading in. DoorDash? Perfect, thank you. So I go into the store, like I said, it's like a restaurant slash like grocery store, and there is a long line in there, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like looking around, because at least from my experience in the past, they'll kind of set the order up on the top of the counter when it's ready, and I seen a white bag. I'm like, yes, hopefully that's my order. Go up there. He looked over, and like I said, they got a long line, so thankfully he like checked in with me and it was my order. We are good to go. I would not want to wait in that long line of people ordering, so I'm happy that I got my order. Customer is 5 minutes, 1.75 miles. They are in an apartment. They did give me a code to get into the building, so hopefully it will be an easy drop off. We're on our way. So got that order dropped off. It was a pretty easy apartment drop off. Sometimes when you go to those apartments, you just never know. Sometimes you're having to walk down a hallway really long, take another really long walk. Luckily it wasn't that bad. Got it dropped off and then found a quick exit down the stairs out the door. So went well. We're gonna take a spin. Nothing else has came in. It's like kind of quiet out here. That's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling right now. Hopefully I can get another offer, a good offer that comes in soon. I will let you guys know. All right guys, so this is what's came in. Some declines, of course, with quietness in between. I'm like, you know, it is summer, the summertime is slow down. It's like this, but you're just like, am I gonna get anything? Well, declined a $2 offer for 1.4 miles. Would have been nice if the offer was like $6 for 1.4 miles. Then I would have taken it, but not for $2. And then I got an offer for $9.01. Sounds nice, but not for 13.1 miles. That is a decline. This was a trip radar, declined it, and then of course they sent it to me as a regular offer. Of course I'm going to decline it again. It's just not worth it. Held out as I usually did. Took me about 9 minutes to finally get an offer which fits in my criteria. $7.50 for 3.6 miles from DoorDash. Looking to be a DoorDash night. So we're going to go into this Mexican restaurant now. My past history with them, I feel like you got to check in before they start making your order. So I'm going to go in there and check in because the order is usually not ready from at least when I picked up from them in the past. That's kind of what I recall. We're going to go in there and hopefully I won't have to wait too long for the order.
Hi. Sorry about that. Yes. Ready?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Picking up from Miles.
Okay.
DoorDash.
There you go.
Awesome. Thank you. Order was ready actually right on time, which is awesome. I seen the order sitting on the shelf as well as another order. So it looks like they're actually getting them ready, which is nice. Maybe it's just DoorDash. It could have been possibly Uber Eats in the past. Anyways, it was ready, which is awesome. I also noticed this note on the order as well. It says, make this delivery count. The customer tends to leave higher tips and ratings for great service. Take a moment to check the order. I have not seen this before, but I have heard about this. Let me know if you are seeing this on your orders. But we're gonna go get this order dropped off to the customer. They are 8 minutes, 2.91 miles, and they said not to ring the doorbell. We're on our way. Another easy drop off, but I did want to mention for newer drivers is that this customer had a screen door. If you come across a customer that has a screen door, do not put the food in front of the screen door because it opens up and they can't get out, or if they do push their screen door, the food's gonna knock over. And I've had it happen to me. It's no fun trying to maneuver to get your package or your order. So always set the food off to the side of the screen door. That way the customer can access it and then you'll have a happy customer. But tonight is, you know, your typical summer night. It is Saturday evening. I've gotten some orders. I've had my declines, but it's kind of slow out here. That's just how it goes sometimes. Appreciate you guys coming along with me as always, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye guys.